Hi everyone, this is Imi from the Pro Traders Lounge. Today I'm doing a public update for you guys on. I'll go over the dollar index, the ES, and Bitcoin because they're the three main things I look at when it comes to in terms of TA and to give me a bias on my other trades. 'Cause you can often tell what's going to happen in the markets by looking at the dollar and the ES in particular. So I'll start with sharing my screen. So hopefully you can see my screen up here, right? Dollar index, DXY. I like looking at the futures version of the contract because it's less gappy. Most futures contracts tend to run for longer than a standard contract and or standard ticker, and they're much less gappy, and you see more stuff going on, especially in terms of price action and volume. So on the dollar index, I'm not going to go heavily into the high time frame stuff because it's kind of less relevant than local stuff from right now because sideways we're sideways right now on the high time frame. Just a very simple range. You can see that on the daily time frame. So if we zoom into a low time frame, one thing to be aware of today is big FOMC moment. It's Wednesday, 3rd of May, 6 p.m. UTC. We have FOMC statement and the Fed funds rate, which is like the general interest rate announcement. And we often get kind of big swings on these announcements, so let's watch out for that. And I've marked it off on all these charts to see where things could be going. Looking at FinViz and like a map of all the this is all markets, all sectors. Pretty red over across the board. S&P 500 the past day, again pretty red, not much green in here. So it's been a kind of bearish day at least. So let's see where things take us. There's lots of the banking industry isn't doing good. Lots of FUD news about where the dollar's going to go. And we've had virtually every announcement so far. We've had an increase in interest rates. An increase in interest rates usually means a spike up in the dollar and a reversal downwards for the other markets. So let's see where things take us. So locally, I'm seeing this on the dollar index right now. So I like to keep my TA very simple. This vertical line is the announcement today. Announcement time 6 p.m. UTC. This volume spike here is, if you look at this spike here, I see these. I see imbalances and spikes or big wicks in the same way. There's untested liquidity. So we had a locals big wick here, pretty high volume, untested. To me, that's support, right? Again, to the upside, we have, this is 1 hour time frame. Upside, we have it's actually bigger than that. A nice imbalance here. Untested imbalance as potential resistance. So to me, these are the two key zones to look at for price action. It doesn't mean we're going to get a clear bounce off any of these. So for example, if price goes into this zone, yes, it could give you a good reaction. But the longer it consolidates in this kind of area, and especially if it creeps to further and further down into it, the more likely you are to break it. And if you do get a break of that, you could get swing failure, you could get a bounce, you could get a breakdown. Anything could happen, but it's that low is a key level to watch. But this zone, for initially at least, is support in my terms. What else was supporting a move to the downside? I would say these almost exact equal lows here, and prices hovering around this area. To me, it would be nice to have this kind of move, breaking this level at or near this FOMC announcement. So if we did get this, my ideal scenario would be a move down here, bounce somewhere off this imbalance or this wick, and then a move upwards to come right up here and test this imbalance here. But sometimes you don't get that playing out. Sometimes you get the exact opposite. Sometimes you'll just get reverse happening and move up there and back down there again. So let's see where it takes us. And it's a simple one to trade because you're waiting for a level to hit. You have a support zone, potential support zone. If we get a move down and we see a nice volume, nice change in market structure locally on a very low time frame, you can have something to trade off and potential long here on the dollar index. A long on the dollar means the opposite on most foreign currency pairs. So if you're into forex, look for the opposite of this move. And conversely, the ES. So if the dollar makes a down and up move, the ES has potential to do this. We hit a strong support zone here, And I teach my order blocks method in a very particular way, and if you're in the group, you'll understand this. But it's all about that volume. So this candle here was low volume. That one was much higher volume, and then we had a change in market structure and a kind of order block created. So I see this as an order block, and we had a perfect back test there, and perfect touch there for potential long. If you miss that, the next high probability trade I'm looking for is a short. And I'm again in the same fashion, big high volume engulfing candle here, left behind this as an order block, and kind of technically there's another order block here. So there's a couple of order blocks here to look at. This one here, that's another order block. So you can combine the two into one even, and say, okay, if price does make some kind of move into these highs, look for a short. Great to happen at the FOMC announcement time, and then possibly trade it back down. Maybe test this level again, or test that wick again. So there's a few things to look at here. Keep it simple. I like keeping it simple. If we don't get that, I see this as strong resistance initially. So if we do get a high volume move into that, and price is consolidating in this area, it's more likely to break it. Sometimes you get a break and another kind of swing failure of the order block. Sometimes it's a kind of continuation move to the upside. So price action is key. Volume is very important here. And on Bitcoin is a similar kind of thing to the ES. Very similar price action here. These are levels I'm seeing on Bitcoin. These are levels locally. Locally, I'm seeing this. Let's get rid of that triangle first, guys. Locally, I'm seeing this. So again, a big change in volume here. Left behind a strong order block. This wick was very fast, so I kind of discount these, and I still see this as a strong order block. You can say it's washed out, but you often get a secondary reaction. And we had a virtually perfect back test here before a rally. Another thing I look at is swing points. I'll teach this in the group as well. This was a nice SR level for me. We had a perfect test here. And the most typical pattern when we get this is, say this was just a support, we had to move up to test that SR level. For me, the ideal long is either a deeper retrace into this imbalance, or maybe this was the low. And for me, it could be up from here to come up here to test this wick initially. And then come in to test this order block, and I think on the high time frame this is a 4-hour order block. So that would be ordinarily a scalp short. But at the same time, if you're in long from lower, I would hold that, because I'm seeing a lot of potential for a high volume pump if we get above this SR level. If you get a high volume pump into that, it could weaken that order block significantly. It might not take much more consolidation to break it. So beware of that move. If you're in a long, take profits at these levels, especially that order block, that red zone, and then I would hold some for a bit higher in case we do get that kind of move. But I always like to hedge a short as well. So hedging a short is very simple for me, because invalidations is so clear. So you can do with invalidation on a hedge short, you can have this high, that high as the safest high, or this just a simple low time frame order block as invalidation, meaning your SL on your paper trade. So yeah, it's looking nice and technical Bitcoin. I'll just show you something on a higher time frame, which is slightly higher time frame. It's a nice triangle. So you saw it a little while ago. So yeah, we have this really nice triangle that's Bitcoin's been forming. I think Trader R picked up on this as well in his last public session. So that's kind of nice confluence for price action. Again, if you look at this as in very simple terms, you have that simple SR level, simple order block here. What's a good trade? I would say either one of two things. If we get like that fast move I'm considering, and a move up into the other side of the triangle, then I wouldn't take a short on a breakout move. I would wait for a back test to long, or a move back inside. So let's say we get a fake out and a move back inside the triangle. It could be a small fake out, a large one, whatever it is. The move back inside the triangle is what I'd like to trade, and I'd like to trade to the other side of the triangle. So this level here, lined up with this order block here, that's a great place to take a major profit. And then again, I would hold for lower, because you can all of this local price action here, or high time frame price action here. almost equal lows, untested, lots of liquidity beneath these. There is potential if we get some kind of swing failure to kind of move, whether it's this high or just outside of the triangle. To me, there's potential for a good market maker fill and potential for more price action to the downside. But there's always a but. If you look at high time frame TA, very high time frame TA, where we are here. Where are we? We are here somewhere. Here, right. Right. So on the weekly time frame, what we did was we tested this weekly order block, which is the red zone. Simple TA, nice move down, big break here, pretty high volume break. That's a weekly order block, and that's like the final resistance on this high time frame. And price is just testing it right now. So yeah, that's the resistance until broken. Also on this high time frame, we have this nice SR level here. So there's a perfect touch here, almost exact touches here, kind of fake out, then another test, and then a breakout move. So this is like a really strong SR level to me. So if we do get a move to the downside, this is the kind of level I would scalp a possible scalp to swing long off. If we get a move down here in a perfect touch, awesome trade. Easy invalidation just below. I guess this swing point here would be best. If we don't get that, and we get some kind of consolidation just above it, normally just above it, whether it's diagonal or sideways consolidation, you could expect it to be tested and give you a scalp at least, and then eventually broken. So it's all about price action and volume when I go in my sort of trading methodology. So there's lots of things to look at, but for now I'll keep it local and say watch out for this FOMC moment today, which is 6:30 p.m. UTC. It's a vertical line here. And let's get rid of this triangle to make it a bit cleaner. So my ideal play would be a move into resistance to scalp short, or a high volume move, some consolidation, and a possible break. If we don't get any kind of move to the upside, you get more downside move, then there's still a few places you could look for scalps, because this example, this is a nice order block. You can look for a scalp long from there, for example. So there's still, even if you don't get a move to the upside, there's still trades to be taken. And to me, a good scalp is like 0.5 to 1%. If you got a move from this order block just to this swing point here, that's the 0.7% move. And if you compound these quick scalps day in day out, you can with pretty low risk, you can increase an account from small to big. You know, what I like to do is simple, like with no leverage or very low leverage, and just hit these levels over and over again. Some of these things you can even preset. You can preset orders with and Bybit's great for this, because you can preset your stop loss and your take profit in advance. So yeah, let's see if things take us today. And as usual, always trade safe for your paper trades. There's no reason to actually trade these high volatility moments. You know, if you're not confident, or if you're in doubt, or if you think if things are going to move too fast for you, then there's absolutely no reason to trade these. You can day in day out we predict and pick off some very high probability trades. So if you're interested in learning from the pros and getting some really good setups in advance, come join us in the lounge. Give us a try. All sorts of levels in there, loads of help from pro traders, loads of help from the amazing members. It's a good place to be, really fun. And capital preservation is key, so just like I said, if in doubt, sit it out. Thanks for joining us, and hope to see you next time. Take care.